Good evening, everybody. What's up, Steven? Getting in here bright and early. All right. I'm trying something new tonight. I got my standing desk set up today. I was supposed to stream this afternoon, and instead of streaming this afternoon, Chris came home with some tables for the kitchen, so he set that up, and then I robbed a couple. I made a makeshift stand-up desk, is what I did. Works great. Very happy with it. I've been needing to do this for a while. I wanted to build one from scratch, but then when I was doing all the measuring, I realized, so this is not meant to be the permanent office. This is a temporary office for the last 2 years that we've been here. The plan is to renovate the storage room into an office, maybe in January. It depends on finances. And if we have to build an outdoor patio, because our neighbor just cut down the only shade tree, and we're debating whether or not we do the outside or do an official office. The problem is that if I build it in here, I can't move it to the other room because it just can't. There's no way. The corridors are too narrow here, and there's no way to get into the room. So in order for me to have the desk the size that I want, I need to build it from scratch, and I can't build it from scratch until that room is ready to go. So we just made a makeshift. We had all these little wooden tables that we bought when we first moved in here, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 of them for Christina's desk and everything, and the big TV, and over here I got a couple, and then I literally just took one of them, sawed the legs halfway off, and put it on top of 2 of the other ones, and thus I have a standing desk, which actually works really well because I've got the monitor and the keyboard and the laptop up top, and then everything else is down below, so now I have storage and everything. For the moment, it's an always standing thing because I haven't bought a tall chair yet, like a stool chair. So if I were to try to sit in my other chair, even if I have it all the way up, which would be here, you're only going to see like the top of my head. For the moment, it's going to be always standing. But I need to. I'm starting to, I'm spending 14 to 16 hours a day here. And I'm just sitting all the time. And it's bad for my posture, and it's given me some long-term health issues of just positions and everything else. So it's going to be way better for my long-term health to just have a combination of standing and sitting. So what I did today, since I've set it up, I did like record a video, do some work. It's like an hour and a half of work, do the work, and then take a break, sit down for a bit, check my phone, 30 minutes, do some other stuff, come back, do another video. Well, I'm having issues. I've been kind of open about this. I don't. It's not horribly detrimental, but I am probably going to go have to see a specialist. I was trying to just put it off, and I just need to confirm that it's what so where I live, there's no specialist where I live. We're in a small town, so I got to go to the city to get anything done, and I've just been putting it off. So I've had over the years, I have what's called a sliding hiatal hernia, and what has provoked it is just I'm constantly sitting, and so what has happened is my stomach has essentially pushed up because of like 8 to 10 years of just sitting and constantly being in that crunched up sitting position. And I had a flare up like 4 or 5 years ago when we first moved to the city. Had endoscopy just to make sure everything was good. And the doctor had said my stomach had like shifted its position and kind of had twisted a little bit, which was part of what was pushing it up. And for the most part, it doesn't give me any problems. I will have the occasional flare up, usually related to just consuming excessive amounts of coffee, and it irritates it, and it'll flare up for a couple of weeks. This time it's been way more than a couple of weeks. It's been about 2 months now, and I just deal with it every day. And it's not something it's not a big deal at the moment. It's just something that's irritating. So what happens when I eat? Normally when you eat and you want to burp, you can just burp. And I have a problem burping because my hernia is where it connects the esophagus. It's kind of popped through, so it blocks the air from coming out. So it's just an uncomfortable feeling in the middle of your chest until you burp. And then once you burp, you feel fine. But when I'm sitting, it doesn't want to let it out. So I start coughing then when air gets trapped in there and it causes me to cough. So doing things like jumping jacks or jump rope, it gets me to burp and then I'm fine after that. It's just a long-term thing I have to deal with. Everybody's got little things in their life that, as you get older. But I am going to go, I think, we'll see. I just got the standing desk today to see if this is going to help. I've had a pretty good day today, honestly. I was just sitting down to play Minecraft with my niece and nephew, and after like 30 minutes of sitting, I had eaten something, and I started coughing. I was like, I just need to stand up again. So hopefully, theoretically, this is going to help with that, as well as just weight and everything else. And it might also help me not necessarily be in here for 16, 18 hours a day. And if I am, I could be on my feet. Because sitting is bad for you long term. And yet I've been doing it now for, it's been a pretty hard 10-year run of just sitting in front of a desk and that's it. And that causes some body changes. Well, there's really, long term, there's no real solution to it other than, if it's causing you enough issues, they'll do surgery. And what they'll do is they'll go in and they'll pull the stomach back down through the opening, and they will put like a mesh around it to kind of close off the sphincter of your esophagus to keep it from slipping back up. The only downside to that is it has as you get older, the mesh starts to wear out. It'll eventually give out and fail. So it's a thing where if you do the surgery route, you're going to have to probably do that a couple more times in your life, and I would prefer to avoid the surgery route if I can. In the past, every time I've had a flare-up, this is the 5th or 6th flare-up I've had since it started in my early 30s. And just, it's one of those things where some people have eyesight issues, other people have, dental issues. I have this. This is my cross to bear. And like I said, it's not something that bothers me all the time. It's something that flares up every 3 or 4 years. Most of the time it's only a couple of weeks. This time it's been a little longer. So we shall see. But the standing desk was something I've been wanting to do for a while anyway. Just because my lower back is in pretty good shape, but just sitting for long periods of time is not good for your back or anything else. Entrench. That sounds cool. Oh, I'm going to take persuasion. Oh, well, he's never going to be in cover. I don't need that. Let's go Combat Master, because I'm getting up there. Oh, you know what? Let's do the swift movements. That'll allow him to be a little more useful in combat. Chain weapon attacks gain +4 damage. I'm also going to take the swift movements. Where did that go? It's swift movements. I'm taking that with everybody. Just 2 extra movement points is way too useful. What do we want over here? Shield of the Emperor. Until the start of the second turn, all allies affected by War of the Emperor increase their deflection. Oh yeah, let's do Enfeeble. Oh, what's Invigorate? Restores wounds to the target. Man, when do I get Regeneration? I need Psi Rating 2, and I need Invigorate or Enfeeble. Oh, I'll take Enfeeble for now. And it said Psi Ranking 2. Can I choose that now? No, but what is this? Biophysical. All the Psyker's attacks, including Psychic powers, now poison enemies. Oh, yes, please. That's cool. All right, that's a quick save. All right, I think we're officially done here. Let us not dawdle. Let's go to the upper way and see if that prompts the festival that these guys were wanting me to do. But anyway, Steven, long term, I think I'm going to try this out for about a week and make sure that I like it. And if I do, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of those. They have some pretty tall chairs that have like a you've seen them. Everybody's seen them. They have around the like about shin height. They have like a metal ring around it where you would put your feet, and then the chair is actually up here, and so you would sit on the chair, and your feet are nowhere near the ground, so you rest them on that metal edge that goes around. I've seen those chairs. There's also like if you don't want like the back of a chair visible, you can also they've got like these, you can get bar stools, or you can actually get like these like, they look like a bike saddle, like a bike seat, but you get them and they're actually like a type of a saddle seat that you can get on a bar stool. So I don't know. I've got lots of options. I'm looking into, so that way if I want to stream for, 3 or 4 hours, I can do a couple hours on my feet, sit down for 30 minutes. Gotcha, Steven. You've got one like that at your office. Perfect. Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. I first started thinking about a standing desk about 6 years ago, but I've just been lazy I've been not worried about it. But as I've gotten older, my body is giving me signs that, hey, dude, you need to you need to change some shit. Thankfully, I have knock on wood, I have, my eyesight's great. These have helped. I know it sounds stupid, but because I have really bad tendonitis, and these have helped with just working long days at the desk. I've gotten rid of my joint pain in the hands. Pretty much gone. And also just playing with a controller most of the time. I haven't started playing a controller in this game yet because I'm still learning the game. But offline, I'm going to start testing the controller here in the next few days and start seeing what that's like. I could see inventory management in this game being a nightmare with the controller. But I'm going to wait. It was also a nightmare in Baldur's Gate 3, to be honest. I mean, to be fair. Thankfully, Baldur's Gate 3 had the filters that allowed you to just not even deal with it. But otherwise, Baldur's Gate 3 is awesome on the controller. And I got a video coming out tomorrow morning. I went ahead. I was going to wait, but I went ahead and bought Baldur's Gate 3 for the Xbox today. Got it installed, got it set up. There's a special announcement tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central that's happening. So those of you who were waiting for me to talk about more Baldur's Gate 3, well, tomorrow morning, that's all I'm going to say. We're going to be working on something in the middle of all the other things we're doing. I don't know where we would go from here. He mentioned the they had mentioned the festival, but I don't know where or how. Because I remember in beta it was just triggered by talking to the governor, and it did not trigger by talking to the governor. I'm just gonna burn through his options here to see if he's got anything about the. No, he doesn't. Yeah, it just says I have other business on the planet, and that's it. So I don't know how to trigger the.
Keep my options open.
I'm gonna run through all the areas here. All right, enjoy your dinner, man. I tell you what big difference I'm having to get used to today, though, is I'm not used to being on my feet all day like this, so my heels, after like, I think I've done about 7 or 8 hours today of work. And I've taken breaks, but my heels are like, what did you do? I actually went and got my gym shoes that I used to use, which I haven't used in a couple of years since I quit going to the gym. So I was just running around in my flip-flops, and that was like, yeah, I'm not going to stand here for 8 hours a day doing flip-flops. What's up, Babylonia? Well, if this event doesn't trigger, then I'm going to get on my ship, and we're going to go get the navigator tonight. I think that sounds like a plan. Tomorrow morning is EVE Online. And then tomorrow evening, we're probably going to do a little bit of World of Warcraft and then do some more Rogue Trader. I may stream tomorrow afternoon. We'll see how the day goes tomorrow. All right, go down, go to the warehouse, go to the starport. Finally got a minute to listen to something with sound. How's Mel doing, by the way? She out of the drugged out. She's probably in a, like, I hate everyone. Just let me take my pain meds and get past. I mean, usually the first, 3-4 days are going to be the worst. Well, it's definitely not the starport, so I'm thinking that event might be just a little wonky. Unless I accidentally chose an option that just closes it down forever. But see, I have in my journal, by the right of blood. Oh, I guess it's completed now. All right, never mind. Okay, here it is right here. Taste of Victory. The Lord of Recompense Governor want to honor the Lord Capital with an ancient ceremony, the Triumph. It says, deal with unfinished business before the Triumph. The Von Blankens flagship is not yet prepared to depart the system. Once all matters have been taken care of, the Governor will see the Rogue Trader to begin the ceremony. So what business do I have left on this planet? She's in day 3, so still a bit of pain. Mostly her. Okay, yeah. For sure. Well, hopefully she's doing well enough to feel better soon. Pilot Nimbus. Your name, pilot. What was that weapon they fired at us? Huh. I wonder what unfinished business I have on this planet. Let me go look this up. This is the name of this quest is Taste of Victory. I'm liking this a lot. I mean, yes. It's not Baldur's Gate 3, right? But it's been a good game so far. I am having a good chunk of time. Okay. I guess I have to go to the planet. It says here I'm reading the wiki and they're saying that I have to go to the prison planet. And I have to do the prison planet and then come back. We'll go see. I mean, we might as well do that and the navigator and then come back and do the triumph. Let's check out this unidentified void ship first. What we have here, Lord Captain, it's not very noticeable, but there's a void ship sitting in the local asteroid field. It's huddled up there like it's on purpose. There's incoming transmission. Do not require assistance, Pete. Do not require assistance. Keep following, they'll pass us by, won't they? For Protex. Alright, can we establish communication? Unknown vessel, we're receiving you. Identify yourselves. And repeat, identify yourselves. Don't tell them. We are done for. This is Thunderfang. We are a merchant vessel. Do you copy? We're a private chant vessel. Merchant vessel? Of course they are. Damn, I stupid. Where did I hear this name before? Thunderfang. Thunderfang. Thunderfang, why can we not identify you? Why? I don't know. What if? Certainly not. Our vessel's badly damaged, preventing the correct identification. Alright, damage report. Okay. Stop following games. Tell me what happened. We're performing the Fellowship of the Void. Do not come here to loot on different business to help our get out of jail. How about striking a deal? Aha. In case you are unaware, Lord Captain, the Fellowship of the Void is a disorderly assembly of several dozen pirate factions in the Coronis Expanse. Can they consider themselves above regular heretics? Solely because they sometimes have Vox conversations with those they are about to board. Were it up to me, I would make them eat a salvo from the microcannons to shake the scum loose. They certainly deserve it. High Factotum says we should trade with them first. Alright, let's... Oh yeah. This is like it was in beta. Let's go ahead and I guess trade. That's all I have to trade. I'm gonna hold on to the other things here. That got me to rank 2 at least. Alright, what do we got here? Camouflage robe. Ooh, that's interesting. War World Origin. Fencing body glove. Oh, that's nice. I don't think any of us have a War World. Or does it matter? Let's buy it. Stalker gloves. Let's just buy all this shit. An auto gun. I don't think I need that. Let's buy. I don't need a flamer. All right, so that's them. Lord Captain, sorry to disturb you. There's pandemonium outside the bridge. One of the officers seems to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Warsarian's voice. It's like, what, 9 o'clock at night right now? Chris is getting ready to go out with her sister. There's a, I forget what event it is. It's like a, I'll ask real quick. Hey Chris, what is the event? What is the event? ¿Qué tipo de evento es? ¿Qué festival? So there have been, she's not even sure. She's not even sure what the event is. There's been fireworks going off all afternoon since about 5 o'clock. And her sister called and was like, hey, you want to go to this event tonight? It starts at 9 o'clock. It's down at the riverfront. Something going on from like 9 o'clock until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They're going to go out and carouse. Smeagol. What's up, buddy? You're, no, hang on. No. So the green screen, Chris and I hung it up on the wall today, so I have a much bigger green screen space, but it's a fabric. And Smeagol immediately just was like, what's this? This is new. He started clawing at the corner. I was like, nope. Can't have that happening. This is kind of a test run, too, because when we move into the other office, it'll end up being like this. I'll have one whole wall that's, Oh, you know what? I need to fix something I just noticed. I got like clothesline clips, man, holding it up. And one of them was loose. All right, we're good. I'll keep continuing here. There's The everyday sounds of the bridge are disrupted by voices raised in anger. Abelards louder than the others. This is not the conduct of an officer. These are the antics of a high-born brat. Explain yourself, Lieutenant. Oh, this is the This happened. I remember this in beta. This is that event that bugged out on me. So essentially, I'm gonna paraphrase all this because I don't want to read through all this since they're not doing voiceovers for all this stuff. By the way, I've got a video coming out tomorrow. My early thoughts on Rogue Trader. I think at noon Central tomorrow. So I've got a Baldur's Gate 3 announcement video because the Xbox version is here and I installed it today. There's a special announcement happening tomorrow at 9 and then tomorrow at noon. I've got my early thoughts on Rogue Trader. And I love the game so far, but the one complaint I have is it's very spotty. It's like got sections of where it's really good voice acting. There's lots of it. And then there's like nothing for huge swaths. And it's frustrating to me. I understand that it's a budget thing. But it also seems completely random. It doesn't have like if I were limited budget, what I would do is I would say, okay, I'm going to take the main storyline and have all that be voiced. But instead, what they've done is like some of the main story is voiced, some of the side quests are voiced, and it's completely random. I wish more of it was voiced because it would be awesome, but also there's a ton of dialogue here. So to paraphrase, there's a what do you call it? There's an insurgency happening down below with some of the... I mean, it's an interesting concept where you have these huge ships that have been around for thousands of years, and there's essentially the slave caste who have been born into it, and generations of people who serve on a ship and are born on the ship and grow up and serve on the ship, and they never leave the underbelly. It's a very grim environment, and they're not happy about some stuff that's happening. Bubbloni says, looks pretty good. Edges around your head, hair and microphones are clean. Yeah, I could probably, I'm pretty happy with it. We'll see how the setup goes so far, but the standing desk situation is just completely hacked together. It's just a bunch of chairs, a bunch of tables, wooden tables that are put together in a funny way. And I'll have to make some adjustments to it, but it's working for now until we figure out what we're doing with that other room. I love it because no one knows, because it's just the illusion of the green screen, so no one actually sees the hacked together stuff unless I show them. All right. Matter of extreme importance. All right, what is it? Any minute now, an assault unit's going to be dispatched to lower decks to crush the workers' strike. I'm convinced this step is unwarranted and the crisis was provoked by the actions of one of your senior officers, aka Abelard, for being kind of a tyrant. Hey man, if I've learned one thing about being married to a Mexican is that you don't buy new shit if you don't have to. You do everything. Everything is you're literally engineering stuff on a daily basis. So like as an example, we have a flat roof. It's a flat concrete roof, and at one point in time there are 6 drains on the corners and some other places on the rooftop. It's like a flat concrete ceiling with like a curb around the outer edge. That's like block, like cinder block, and that's like a curb. And there's drain pipes like 4-inch or 6-inch. I think it's like 6-inch PVC pipe that comes out. Actually, no, it's not. It's 4-inch PVC pipe that comes out, and that's the drains. And those are like 2 feet long, and they shoot it out and drains out into your yard or on the side of the house or wherever it's going to drain. Well, over time, this house is 20 years old. Over time, the house has shifted and sunk on my office side. Actually, as I'm standing here, the first thing I noticed to Chris is like, because I set up this desk, I was like, the whole thing is leaning to my left. So it's like this. And I was like, I can see it so bad when I'm standing here. It's like the desk and everything is, it's probably, if I had to guess, this whole office is probably 2 inches out. Without putting a level on it, it feels like it's about 2 inches out of level across like a 10-foot width. Anyway, up top, because it's shifted, it doesn't drain like it used to, and so when it rains, water pools in the middle of the roof and in one corner where there's not a drain pipe. So Chris is like, I'm gonna go make a drain pipe. So I was like, well, we don't have any tools. I don't have a chisel I have a hammer, but we don't have a chisel. We don't have. I don't have like a drill or anything. I was like, I don't know how we're gonna put a hole in it, and then she's like, I'll take care of it. So her solution, and this is Mexican engineering, is she's literally going up. She got a piece of PVC pipe, a little piece of 2 or 3 inch PVC pipe, and she's going up there with a piece of rebar. This, I mean, it's legit. She's like, I'm not gonna spend money on tools, is what she told me, when I have everything I need. So she started with a nail, like a 3 inch 16 penny nail, and she started with a nail and got a hole started in this concrete block in the curb up there, and then she made it big enough for the piece of rebar, and then she's just tink 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 with the rebar and making a hole that's big enough for the PVC pipe, and then she's putting that in, and then she went and bought a little kilo bag of cement, and she's gonna patch it up, and she's like, there's no reason we need to buy a drill or a chisel and all this other stuff when I could just do it with the crap that's hanging around the house. And I was like, that's why I love you, honey. I never have to worry about things getting done because she just does it. And that's honestly, I feel like, and this is going to be a very, I don't want anybody to be offended by this, but I grew up in the United States, right? And so I feel like I could say this, where convenience is such a huge thing that most people have either never learned how to do things or they've gotten accustomed to never have to do things. They just expect somebody else to do it for them. Hire a handyman, hire this, blah, 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 blah. And so they just don't know how to do shit. And I know how to do shit. I just don't necessarily like to do shit because I did it for a living for so many years. But at the very least, I know how to do, like, I've built all my carpentry. I know how to do carpentry. I've built all the stuff in the backyard, the chicken coop and the, you know, the cat, like the guys who came and did the air conditioning maintenance. We offered them a cup of coffee. They were back hanging out, and they were like, "Oh, I love this the cat refuge," because we had all the cats locked in there because that way they didn't freak out and try to run away while the guys were here. And they're like, "Oh, I love that pet shelter," and I was like, "Cool, thanks." Like, you know, did you build that? I was like, "I did. That was last year's project with the chicken coop." And they're like, "Man, that's a lot of wood." And I was like, "I know. Like, wood is not something that people do a lot of. They work with block, but I know how to work with wood, so, you know, I built it all out of wood." But what I'm getting at is, if and I don't mean to sound sexist when I say this, so I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way, but I do feel, especially in the United States, Canada, the UK, people, as a general rule, don't learn stuff. And especially they've been trained that the female persuasion should never do things with physical tools or manual labor because that's a man's job. And of course, with Me Too and everything else in the last 10 years, we've started to get past that. And I've loved TikTok these days of, like, I'm seeing women roofing crews. And, like, there's a whole crew of women who are out there doing roofing. And I think that's awesome, like, that you're willing to do that. But I feel like when it comes to things like plumbing and, you know, masonry, and I feel like a lot of the female persuasion won't do those things in the North because, oh, I'll just hire a handyman. And Chris is like, fuck that. Just give me a hammer and a piece of rebar and I'll take care of that shit. And that's fucking awesome. I love my wife to death. I never have to worry about anything. And that is an amazing place to be in life, is to be like, to know that your significant other can just take care of shit. And it's like, if I need to do stuff, cool, but I don't have to always do stuff. It's like, it's an independent entity who is more than capable of doing everything that I can do, and it's a great partnership. It works very well. Bubble says, call me crazy, but it would be cool if your studio was like the Old West cabin at Knott's Berry Farm, deliberately off, but just enough to film a tiny version on the left and a giant on the right. Dude, that would be fun. I could probably do something like that eventually. Hopefully the house doesn't shift too much more over time, though, because it's an issue because we're on a slope. Long term, I'm not too stressed about it because it's concrete, and there's not a lot that concrete could go wrong. But it has sunk over the years by a couple inches, so we'll see if it does anymore. I'm not going to blame it on me measuring incorrectly and cutting things with a handsaw this morning. It's definitely the floor. And the only reason I can say that is because I know when I came in here and initially was doing measurements and stuff, I was like I don't think the guys who built this place knew what a framing square was because they're not doing framing. So I don't think there's a single room in this house that has square walls. Everything in this house is out of square by at least 3 or 4 inches within 10 feet, which is horrible. Horrible. I think they just strung some lines, I think the guys were like, yeah, let's crack open a 6-pack and let's string some rope and looks good from my house. That's where we're going to put the stakes. I literally think that's what happened. Because nothing in here is square. The only thing that's by dimensions is like the doorways are all the same, windows are the same size, and everything else. But I don't know that I ever showed that in the homesteading videos. One of these days I should show that on the homesteading channel. All right, Abelard heard something about cultists hiding in the lower deck. None of the vermin that murdered Theodora will find refuge on her ship. This lieutenant saying you were too heavy-handed. You did arrests, interrogations, mass punishments. It's driven the people to the brink. Now there's a strike. 3 worker clans are involved. Many more are passively supporting them. Alright. How did all this start? Alright, never mind. He says, I acted within the limit of my authority. Guided. Okay, so he's just like, I did what I thought was best. Alright, let's go. So Abelard's a little upset. Bubbly says, here's the part that would fuck me up. You're in a rainforest a kilometer or so from ruins dedicated to ancient gods. There's probably a vast cavern under your house, big enough for a lost city. It could very well legitimately be true. One of the coolest things, if you've never researched it, go look up, this is for anybody watching and listening, go look up Palenque. I'm about 30, 45 minutes from Palenque, depending on which route you take. The city of Palenque, which is the ruins that right now that you can go to. It's a big tourist attraction here in the middle of nowhere, there's a big project in Mexico right now called the Mayan Train, which is connecting Palenque to Cancun and Playa del Carmen and the ruins at Chichen Itza. And it's basically a giant train system like what they have in Spain and France. It's a light rail system. And it's pretty much near completion now. They've got an airport out there, and now they're bringing the train, and they're trying to turn this into another major tourist attraction because tourism brings in a ton of revenue for the country. Those ruins, I'm gonna go look this up real quick because I wanna make sure I get the percentage correctly. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say it's only 12%, or it might be 2%. There's only it's a small percentage of Palenque is actually what they have uncovered and restored to make into the ruins of Palenque that you can go visit as a tourist attraction. But the mapping they've done of the jungle, it's a percentage of the total metropolis that was at one point in time spread across this entire region. It was a megatropolis. It was a mega city. Oh, here it is. By 2005, the discovered area covered up to 2.5 kilometers or 1 square miles, but it is estimated that this is less than 10% of the total area of the city explored, leaving more than 1,000 structures still covered by jungle. In 2017, it received almost 1 million visitors in a year. So it generates a pretty big amount of traffic. Honestly, it's a really cool place. We used to run retreats out there and do tours and stuff. And there's a ton of stuff in the region where you can go down the river and visit like Yaxchilan and Bonampak. Bonampak is still actually run by the Mayan, one of the Mayan tribes that lives there. And so a lot of the tourism places you'll go to, like Chichen Itza, it's government run. But when you go to Bonampak, it's run by the natives, the indigenous people who have been here for centuries. So when you go, there's a border before you ever get to the ruins, and if you're with an official tour company or anything else, they have to drop you off at the border, and everything from that border onwards, you have to use the transportation provided by the Mayan tribe. You have to use their transportation, their tour guides. You're not allowed to take photos or videos without paying them their fees, and it's very much this is our place, and we're going to generate the income here. We'll take care of it and everything else. Bottom Pack is really beautiful, and Yatchulan as well. Yatchulan, you actually have to take a scary ass boat ride down the river, and it's like you're in an Indiana Jones movie. Because I'll never forget, we got on the boat, and it's this long little narrow thing, and it's like it's maybe 4 feet wide, if that, and it's just a long boat with a canopy over the top, and it looks rickety as hell. And they'll put like 12 people on a boat, and they don't give you safety jackets or anything. They just put you on the boat, and technically they have life jackets, but they're like back in the back. They don't hand them out to anybody. You just get on this boat, and it was high season, so the river was up, and we're going down the river, and the fucking engine dies, and the boat just starts swinging to the side because we're getting swept by the current. And then here comes a log, and the log just chunks on the side of the boat. Meanwhile, the guys in the back like pulling the fucking cord trying to start the engine again. And I was like, we're all gonna die. Like there was just the thought in my mind was like, this is how I'm going out. Like I'm going out in a river trying to go visit a ruin, you know. And he took about 3 tries, but he got it started again. But there was a slight moment of like, I'm starting to clench. Like, but there's some really cool stuff out where we live. If we ever decide to get a car, we'll probably start exploring again and start going and doing what we used to do, which is videography and stuff. I mean, technically we have videos and photos about all these places, but those videos are 10 years old at this point. Like literally, I think the videos from Palenque we have are from 2013. Might be 2012. And I think the last time we were at Yatchulan was 2014. No, 2015. 2015. So like 8 years ago. Because I think the last workshop we ran was after Christina's surgery, which was her surgery was the beginning of 2014, so it was probably been either late 2000. It would have been late 2014 actually. So it's been like 9 years. Because 2015 was when we were in Spain. Uh-oh, they're attacking Abelard. Let's keep moving. We need to get to the bottom of this. Okay. Oh, there's a valve.
Keep your wits about you.
Did it do anything?
You are authorized.
Did not seem to do anything.
I always have a backup plan.
There's another valve. Okay, there's multiple valves in here. Can't seem to do anything with them though.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
I like how the camera zooms in and pulls you in. Alright, so this is one of the enforcers, the assault units. So he's here to put an end to the unrest and purge the sector. It's pretty hardcore if you think about it. She's like, no. Alright, I want to speak to this. Alright, they tried to throw things at us. She's like, oh my god. Is that all you have to say? Are you sure you're worthy of an officer's rank, Lieutenant Vent? Forgive me, Lord Captain. I will make sure that such things don't happen again. Alright, I want to speak to the strikers. So Abelard's a little upset that I want to talk. He wants me to just let the strike team do their shit. He's very much, I am the law. Better quick save here just in case. Right. A dozen pair of eyes stare apprehensively at you. At least he bowed. His name's Rivet. Lord Captain, you've come down to us. Yeah, we were attacked on the way here. How do you explain that? Old woman. There's an explanation. People have been pushed to the limits and now they're lashing out. Stager says, our clans are all on the inside of the bay that's been sealed up, but the lower decks are big. Who knows who it is? Awareness text is seated. Their words seem sincere. Their body language and glances between them reveal the news of the attack has shocked them. Alright, why are you striking? Striking? That's news to us, your lordship. All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think. Shut up, Rivet, says an old woman. Here's the deal, your lordship. Your damned enforcers are all over us down here. They say they're looking for cultists. They turn off the heating to whole bays for a week at a time. We get sick and freeze. Argenta does not interrupt the workers, but you see the sadness well in her eyes when children's deaths are mentioned. Okay. Lordship, we're no villains. We're just honest workers, your servants. We plotted no disorder. We went on strike openly, and now we've got guns pointed at us. All we're doing is asking to be allowed. God, I need to learn how to read. All we're doing is asking to be allowed to work in peace without being harassed. Okay. I was told that one of you was in possession of an amulet and that there are heretics hiding here. Cultist amulet? What? Definitely not. They took it off a dead body. If there was anything, they took it off a dead body. Some people looted them. Boots, an amulet, who knows? But here we all worship the Emperor and we bow down before the machine spirits. We're people of the faith. Pascal says, I can confirm the information regarding the proper tending of the machine spirits in this sector, so everything's up to snuff. Okay. Who will you lay blame to when beasts crawl out of those amulets you stole from the heretics? Oh, wow. Alright. Abelard, do you have anything to add? I authorize the use of all necessary measures to locate chaos worshippers. Nevertheless, I am certain that the actions were justified. Cultists are no drunken stevedores. They are enemies and a threat to the ship. Neutralizing them demands decisive action. Alright, what changes do you want, guys? Oh, this old woman's a nasty old hag, isn't she? Would you look at that? This exalted Lord Captain himself's asking us what bilge rats like us want. Well, here's what we want. We want you to rein in your damned enforcers, to quit turning off the heat, stop battering everything that moves. We want enforcers gone from here. We want to be armed. Give us guns. We'll govern ourselves. We'll defend ourselves if the cultists show their faces. You've gone too far, old Nan. They'll never let the maggots on the lower decks live without the enforcers breathing down their necks. Alright, let me try coercion. Spreading anarchy on the ship is the first step towards embracing chaos. Putting weapons in untrained hands would be even worse. What's more, the enforcers are needed to maintain oversight and order. Withdraw those demands, we will consider the rest. Success. The tall worker they call Rivet shrugs and casts a sidelong look at the old woman. Old Nan, listen. Listen, the Lord Captain himself has come down to us and is offering concessions. And I don't know a single person in the whole Depot 4 has ever stood next to the Rogue Trader, let alone talk to them. Back down. There's no time for you to. Now's no time for you to be a stubborn old crone. All right. She hisses in dissatisfaction. You two are ganging up on me. Is that it? So brave you are against an old woman. Fine. I'll shut up. If you want to make peace with the enforcers, make your peace. All right. Then it's decided. The persecutors will stop, and I will expect you to assist in locating any remaining amulets or weapons left by the cultists. All right. I'll tell my grandchildren about this. I gotta remember how to get out of here. Was it over here? I think so. Alright, this is where Abelard confronts me. I remember this part too from the beta. Essentially what's happening here is he feels Like, I just... Basically, when he was under Theodora, he was able to just do whatever he wanted. She trusted him to do things. And I've stepped in and basically made him look like a little bitch. Because he was the one who ordered the assault team. And I just went down there and said, actually, that was wrong. We're going to do it this way. I got to put him in his place, essentially. Are you pleased with your investigation, my lord? You kowtowed to the disloyal rabble. You believed their lies and showed them leniency. Next time the ship is attacked, the rabble will welcome them with open arms and allow them to wreak whatever havoc they want because they see you as weak. Let's talk about your role in this. You allowed the revolt to happen. Your actions practically guaranteed it would. I would have handled the situation myself had you not decided to intervene. So this is where he's really upset. Lord Captain Theodora never once set slippered foot in the lower decks. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers. So I'll tell you what. Maybe if Theodora had spent more time on trifling matters, she wouldn't have wound up dead. There's a new Lord Captain aboard this ship, and I will not repeat her mistake. I commend your decisiveness, but I am uncomfortable with introducing new protocols in the midst of a crisis. Sorry I lost my temper. I mentioned this, I think, during the beta. I was like, it's very rare for this to happen, where someone actually fesses up and says, I'm sorry, I fucked up. My bad. Like, this is an interesting thing. I cannot wait until the day I can talk about all the things that went down with Stormhaven Studios. It's going to be fun. The stories I will be able to tell. People. Being people. Not knowing their place. And not being willing to accept when they're wrong. That's the big one. Alright. You need to learn how to respect me as your Lord Captain and Rogue Trader. Accept it and start living in a new world. A world where Theodora is gone and where you and I have new decisions to make. Yes, Lord Captain. Being a boss is, you know, being the person in charge is not always everything it's cracked up to be. Because sometimes you have to make hard decisions, and sometimes people management is a pain in the ass. Because some people don't want to, you know, some people have fragile egos. Me first complexes. And some people are worker bees. Alright, I think we can continue on to the prison planet now. Prison planetoid. Rynox says, great to see you back, Rogue Trader. Game is absolutely incredible. I am having a good time, for sure. There's some rough edges, but for the most part, it's been a really pleasurable experience so far. Way beyond beta. Like, beta was like... Honestly, this is completely different. And I'm glad. Like, this is much better. Much more polished.
This is intriguing.
Come in, escort. Come in, Captain Vakari. Escort, please come in. The pale young woman looks at you with a mixture of hope and disbelief. You notice her hand trembling as she clutches her weapon. Who are you? Did you come from the planet? Are you reinforcements? Saints' teeth, I thought you'd never come. What happened here? There's been a prison riot. I came here as a shuttle pilot alongside the Honorable Yvain Winterscale, son of Caligos Winterscale, Rogue Trader. Vanquisher of Xenos, forever triumphant over the enemies of humanity. Young Lord Winterscale wished to speak to the Warden personally. I haven't been able to contact him over the Vox for a very long time now. Yvain, says Abelard. One of his distant younger offspring, yes. I doubt he has many opportunities to do so. As far as we know, Yvain Winterscale seldom leaves Record Menor and spends most of his time in its spires. Poor environment which to seek glory. Okay. Why would young Winterscale have felt the need to parley with the dissidents? She sighs quietly. It's a personal matter. Master Castigalia, the seditious warden, is Lord Yvain's childhood friend. Okay. Anything else I should be apprised of before I set out? Some of the rebels have holed up in the barracks. Okay, what's up with the warden spearheading the riot? Master Castigalia is a nobleman from a respected governor's house and a vassal of the house Winterscale. All of a sudden he proclaimed that Reichard was now his personal domain and that the prisoners were his subjects. It's pure heresy. What kind of madman would start a revolt on a barren rock? Either the warden has allies, or he's insane. Or he doesn't intend to leave this planet alive. Okay. Is the prison riot connected to the planetary rebellion? Maybe. No more questions. You may excuse yourself. If I had a minute of your time, I would have dared to trouble you with a personal matter, but have you been to the capital of Record Menoris? I wanted to ask if you saw a man there, a communications officer named Jaspar. You need not worry. I met Jasper at the airport and saved his life. I'm just going to say, need not worry, he's alive. Okay. She's exhausted, frightened, and wishes to be off this planetoid as soon as possible. You can see it in her eyes. Well, we have arrived to save the day. Renek says, I think after a couple patches they'll have the majority of edges smoothed out. Yeah, I think so. Alright, let's disarm this trap.
Never doubt me.
This guard post has been vacant for a long time. There's a layer of dust on every surface. To the barracks. You know what? Why don't I, No, I'm not going to do that live. I was thinking I might try out the controller tonight and do some experimentation. I don't want to do that live. I'll do that on a different playthrough.
See? Right there.
Abelard, I've been meaning to ask. How are you keeping it together so well? Don't you ever feel awful without her?
Enough, Tlas. We have a duty to the new Rogue Trader. You would do well to focus on that. If you keep your mind busy, you will have less opportunity to fill it with awful things.
Miscalculations are for commoners. I don't make mistakes. I make profitable learning experiences.
Profitable learning experiences.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
What is this? Prison Diary of Ati Shan Part 1. I missed my tithe payment 12 years ago. Oh my goodness, okay. The total sum was so obscene it could take 3 generations of my descendants if I had any to pay it off. My fate was sealed, trial sentence, prison. All because of some daft rotter who shoved my paper in the wrong box. Oh wow, this is a whole novel of... Oh, so he's decided to join the Master Warden. He says, I'll stuck in here till the day I die, and that means no return to society for me. But with the Emperor's help, I might just join the ranks of the local elite. So he's looking to say, hey, you know what? I can make my situation in here better.
I won't let it define
Oh, I failed the disarm.
me. Is there money to be made?
Look no further. Let me help.
I'll make sure to return the favor one day.
All right. I mean, essentially, we're moving down through here.
Always keep your eye on the price.
That's not a door. Whoa, something just happened.
Close ranks.
Oh, we've been ambushed. Nothing for it.
I'll make it happen.
All right. Trench. Oh, they can chuck... What the fuck? They can chuck things through the door? Well, guess what? I'm going to throw a lightning bolt back in your face.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
You want to come say hi, or are you heading out? See, she got all prettied up. Gonna go hang out with your sister and have fun. Is she here? Sure, you know how she is with her time schedule. Her sister's like, I'll be there in an hour. Yeah. Be like an hour and a half.
Was that you? Or...
I'm not injured. I'm enraged.
Stop mocking me.
Alright, well, time to wreak some havoc here.
Get me a target. Naturally.
Enfeeble. Insects begin crawling under your skin. That's not good.
I won't do that.
Target's too close.
For the throne's glory. Yeah.
God, these guys like to kick, don't they? Hang on, why did it skip from Pascal?
Follow my lead.
No.
I can use his toxic needle. Oh, it missed. Oh, thank you. That's a good. Yeah, yeah. Do you have enough cash? Are you leaving? Are you leaving, or is he here? Okay, gracias. Leaving me the cards before she goes. Always be safe. Avoid pickpocketing.
I'll I'll see to it personally.
Oh, they both missed their attack opportunity. And that mob is running very weirdly.
I'll do it.
Did you miss?
As the Emperor commands, I act.
I don't know why she only has a 15% chance to hit.
Everyone, step aside. I'm done with this one.
Is that the only one we have left?
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Plasma overcharge, extra damage. Oh, and I missed.
Request denied.
Alright, well we just need to get up in here.
A tactically sound approach. That's not the Seneschal's job. At your beck and call.
Alright, screw it. This is my last.
Forth on Valencius! I've seen worse battles than this in my time. Indeed. Reduced to dust.
Well, their ambush didn't work very well. This is another note. Yep. The same dude. Guess who just came down the shuttle gangway among the fresh batch of prisoners? Cleanson, Throne Damned Willia, former administrative clerk. No, the clerk. The very same scum who lost the writ about the missing payment. The reason I'm in this hole. Just wait, you piece of crock shit. I'll get you for something. Those cages are calling your name. Oh. That's pretty
Keep your
cool.
wits about you.
Ooh, a stub revolver.
You were an excellent fighter, sister, but if I may be blunt, you were too impulsive.
Your point is, my hand is guided by the Emperor. Every shot and strike will find its target among the ranks of the enemies of humanity.
Oh, hang up, guys. I got to catch up on chat over on YouTube. It's not bleeding through to Streamlabs. Give me a second here. I just tabbed over and I saw there's a whole bunch of chat happened in YouTube. Boblane says, you're not so bad for a monster. I can be. MHJ says, can you start playing some more Anthem? No, I won't be playing Anthem. I am a lucky man, Vowless. I am indeed. I don't know why Streamlabs does it sometimes. It, like, stops bringing in the chat from YouTube occasionally. And sometimes I miss chat because I won't check for 30 minutes and people will be, like, talking and it's not coming through in the Streamlabs. What I ought to do, this will be long term when I build a new system, and that'll be next year possibly. I'll end up probably getting a second monitor that'll set up, like, because I have the 2 monitors now, but I'll probably get a third monitor and I'll have that just for, like, YouTube and Twitch chat so that I can see them both at the same time so that I'm not relying on Streamlabs because sometimes it doesn't come through. In a perfect world, I think what'll happen next year, assuming everything works out like I want it to, is as long as YouTube keeps growing and Twitch keeps growing and we keep getting membership growing and the revenue grows, sometime by fall of next year, summer of next year, we'll see when it happens. But what I'm going to do is when I get a new system, is I'll turn this older laptop into my stream rig, and then I'll literally just run Streamlabs on this computer, and I'll have the other one set up to be the gaming PC. And then this will just run, that's all it'll do. It'll just run Streamlabs, and that's it. But that's a long-term thing. That's not a today.
Rise to the top.
That's not a today problem. What is this? Prison guard key. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Lore warp.
The whispers told me how.
Faint scent, dark forces of chaos. Chopped up slabs of flesh have been thoroughly washed.
I always keep my options open.
Here's another journal entry. I'm scared. Hang on a second, guys. All right. He says he's scared. Collect all.
Is there money to be made?
This is back where we were. To the main level, to the main level. That's where we came in.
Let us not dawdle.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Oh, what do we got in here? My brethren, the dawn is nigh. The Optimates will guide us into a new existence. Just another combat encounter? Yes, dear brethren, have a taste of my steel. Oh, how I've longed for this, my dear brethren. Okay. Thank the throne. Normal looking faces. We thought we was gonna die here with these nutters. The old man with the gap-toothed smile drops his weapon and holds out his hand in a placating gesture. Please don't shoot us, your nobleness. Not speak a word. Well then, this is a welcome change. Talking before shooting. Alright. Came across a void chip of the system belonging to your associates. Told me some interesting things about you and your planned escape. The old man grunts, huffs, and makes a sign. Well, now that that's out of the bag, our fellows were just supposed to come get us a long time ago, but got tied up somewhere, void Kraken's gullet with them, and we had to wait. And while we had to wait, this happened. Pardon me for trying to pull the scent wool over on you, just so we want nothing to do with this whole warden nonsense. So what now? You gonna let us go? Give me a reason not to execute you on the spot. Here's the deal. We're honest, quiet inmates. We didn't want to riot, but sitting out really wasn't an option either. Ward's lapdogs made short work of those who refused to join in the festivities, so we had to, you know, play along. But that's all it was, play. We never went no offense to Governor Medina nor the lawful authority of House Winterscale. Give us a chance, eh? We just want to go back to our cells. Quietly do the rest of our time. Oof. A repentant, honest heretic. If I how can lowly jailbirds hope to thank your noble self? I've got an inkling. You see us here, how shall I put this, different from the rest of the prisoners in this place? They're all petty thieves from Rikard and Norris. Debtors, gutter snipers, they're no one serious, but we, your nobleness, we are cut from a different cloth altogether. We're fortune seekers from the void. Why don't we tell you we're on Footfall Station? You know Footfall, the only shipyard and the best market in all the Coronis expanse, yes. So, when you're on Footfall, why don't we tell you where you can find some very serious, business-minded people, and how you can get yourself a very special discount from them on some very special goods. Well, I tell you what, my crime lord background tells me that I'm more than happy to do that. Oh, that's great. You're a true aristocrat. If you're ever on Footfall Station, there's this district there, the Shadow Quarters. It's called that because it's located behind the statue of our holiest emperor. I've known folks who called it something else, also on account of it being behind the statue, but don't repeat their mistakes, I tell you. Reverend Hieronymus wasted no time in finding and burning them all. So, yeah, Footfall, Shadow Quarters. There's a bar there, built with the remains of an old ship, and in that bar, in the back room, a certain riser does her business. Tell her Grandpa Backwall says hello. You'll be her favorite client in the blink of an eye. There we are. Well, your nobleness, can we be going now? Old Riser, the most well-known fence on Footfall. I was hoping to hear a new name. Iconoclast, I shall not leave you here to die at the hands of the Warden's henchmen. Go tell my pilot that this is the Lord Captain's order that you be sent to my ship. You'll join my ship's crew. You have my personal pardon. Thanks? I'm most grateful, your nobleness. Bubbleina says I'd have those squirrels running the prison for me too. Crime lords for the win. I've been pretty happy with my crime lord stuff so far. There's some really interesting, when you get into the mechanics of this game.
Keep your wits about you.
Ooh, we can demolish something. Oh! At least I wasn't too close to take some damage from that. I was doing a video on, Ooh. Ooh. Hold on, I just got a new staff. Anyway, I was doing a video on character creation. I did a couple character creation videos today for guides. And I was really diving into, like, backgrounds and the origins and the homeworlds. There's some super, super complex mechanics at play in this game. Especially if you want to dive into, like, the meta, it's actually quite impressive. I mean, you don't see it because we're not, you know, but, like, it does the same thing that, like, Baldur's Gate 3 does, where you can come in here and, like, look at all the combat stuff. Hang on, if I could scroll up. So there's all this stuff, right? So here's a good example. Veil degradation happens during combat if you're using Psyker abilities. And so anytime a Psyker uses abilities, there's always a chance of the Empyrean bleeding into our reality, unleashing its destructive influence. So there's psychic phenomena, right? Thoughts and visions. Perils of the warp as well. Manifestation can push away characters, damage them, summon demons, or fill the air with motive force charges, and much more. Perils of the warp are unpredictable and extremely dangerous. So if you're using Psyker shit, you'll start seeing like the purple stuff of the void, and you'll start hearing voices and stuff as that veil degradation goes up higher and higher, because you have a meter that's ticking. And then I've seen demons get summoned out of the void now in a couple of fights. It scared the shit out of me each time it happened, because it's like you'll just be fighting, all of a sudden get random demons that are spawning on top of you. You got to take care of them on top of the fight. There's some, and so it's like a risk of like, am I going to use my psychic abilities or not? But then you have all this other stuff like, you know, going prone, and you can look at all the ways that they do damage and all the ways that, you know, because there's armor penetration, armor, base armor, deflection. You know, what type of, like, are you using a laser weapon versus a bolt weapon versus a solid projectile weapon versus a, you know. Yeah, and the lore, Rhinox says, the lore is definitely something. Like, I was blown away because the beta was pretty full, but I went into this today, and the live version of the codex is just mind-bogglingly deep with all this information on, like, there's all this is just tutorial stuff. This is all tutorial shit. Like, all of this. The best part about this, by the way, is like all of these are great videos I can make for YouTube. But then there's like the Chronicles, but then there's the Annals of the Imperium, where there's just tons of information, the Forbidden Grimoire, the Mechanical Dictionary, you know, worlds that we've discovered so far. And there, I haven't even gotten to the ship combat yet, like, because there's ship combat, turn-based ship combat, and you're like, your ship, dude, like, your ship has weapons and shields and can be upgraded, and it's got a ramming thing, and you can upgrade its hull, and there's the prow stuff, and I'm going to get out of the way here so you can see, but like there's the port, starboard, all this stuff, so you can upgrade, and then it has its own leveling wheel, just like your own character, so you can level up the ship, just like you can level up your character. I am like, truly, this is one of those games where there's a level of complexity here that I'm going to be busy the next couple of months. This is going to be a really, yeah, go ahead and ask, Ryan. I may have answered it, but just, if I did answer it in a video, I'll point you to the video. Oh, hang on. Don't go through the door. There's a chest here. Foe hammer. That is a named one-handed ranged weapon. It says shotgun, but that's not an actual shotgun. A shotgun pistol. Foe hammer is popular with many naval ships, officers, as well as crew chiefs who need an intimidating weapon. Hell yeah. Oh, and a saturated cape. When the wearer uses endure, they immediately remove one of the effects on them in the following order: burning, poison, bleeding. That's gonna be Abelard, and then I need to level up.
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treatise on Tactica Imperialis and weigh every step.
Oh yeah, I'm
Sometimes,
equipping
though,
foe
you
hammer.
just fire your biggest cannon and save the day.
No, I'm gonna keep the one I've got, but Heinrichs could use a cloak. Auto pistol. Let me say hi real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, the girls are out the door. Any more gear for this guy? Flak chest plate. No. That is a much better cloak for her. I have not seen any of those options, Rhinoc. So the question was, as a crime lord, are options to open that allow you to rob, hijack, steal, etc. from outposts and whatnot? Yeah, I haven't seen that. But I'm only about 10 hours into the game, so maybe that's something that comes out later. But the idea is that your background is before you became the rogue trader. So it just influences like things you know. I haven't seen it directly give me options like that. It's mostly just been, this is what you did before you became the rogue trader. And so that was your life then, this is your life now, and so you have information that you can bring to the table from that life, but it's not necessarily anything that affects what you're doing here. That chainmail is actually better than her mesh. Okay. Well, I think that's all we've got now. I'm wanting to hold on to this cloak for the navigator when I find her. Man,
Always keep your eye on the prize.
where did this put us? Oh, we're in a completely different place.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
That's the barracks. Can we get back over here? Build a bridge.
Is there money to be made?
I missed this crate of goods. Okay, to the warden's office, the barracks, to the barracks. We need to level up too, don't we? Well, let's do that before we go down into this open pit. Decisions. So that gives everybody in a 10 cell radius a dodge bonus. How do I choose, like it says here, features tell it needs psi rating 2. I guess that's for later on. Okay. Telepathy, you already have this feature. Psychic assault. I need psi rating 2. How do I get to psi rating 2? Dominate. Precognition. All these require prophetic intervention. Ooh. Prescience or foreboding? Let's take foreboding. That's like a nice AoE buff. I'll take nimble. What is her weapon? Shit, I think it's a solid weapon. Hang on, let's go back. Can I skip her? I need to see her weapon. It's a bolt. So I'm going to want to do the bolt specialty. Yeah, let's do intimidation. All right. Weapon skill 50 and 60. Let's take athletics up. All right. We have leveled up. Let's quick save. Down into the pit. If you're new here tonight, everybody, don't forget to follow along in your chosen place. We're multi-streaming, YouTube and Twitch. Daily streams at 7:30 a.m. and 8 p.m. Central. Saturday mornings we do EVE Online, but Rogue Trader is the primary game we're playing for the month of December. We also do World of Warcraft on Wednesday nights and Saturday nights. We've got a guild on the Moonguard server. You want to come join us, you can. Got a special announcement tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We're going to be talking Baldur's Gate 3. The Xbox version just dropped. Something special's coming. And then I've got my early thoughts on Rogue Trader coming out tomorrow at noon. If you want to support, thanks to those of you who do. It keeps me doing this full time. All you got to do on Twitch is bits, cheers, and subs. And if you're on YouTube, drop a membership to get access to the member videos we do. And you can also do a super chat if you just want to do a one-off donation. Don't forget the Discord. And we do lots of guides and movie reviews and everything else day to day over on the YouTubes.
This Explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
The evidence suggests the victims were killed by poison gas. Collect all. All right. Well, if I remember correctly, there is a fight that's about to happen here. All right. See you, Babylonia. Have a good evening. Ryanek says, I think my favorite thing about this game are the environments. Each area is so cool. They've definitely done a good job. Someone was saying on one of my videos, like, the only complaint I have is Rogue Trader's so, like, the zones are so small, like, the scenes are so small. I was like, I think you might be playing a different game than the one I'm playing, because, like, CRPGs are not meant to have massive, like, Diablo 4 never-ending zones. They're handcrafted areas that you go into, and if you pay attention to them, some of them are smaller, but many of them are quite large, especially dungeons. Some people are out of their minds when they make critiques. Man, I think we're about to cross 21,000 followers. One more to go, looks like. Very nice. All right, I'll be right back, everybody. All right. Well, I'm pretty sure we got a big bad boss fight up ahead, so let's go ahead and do this. I don't know if we can talk our way out of it, but I remember doing this in beta. Warden Castiglia. I told you, Evie. They're hiding so much from us. Arrogant mentors, holy brothers and sisters. What have they ever given us? Nothing but a pile of fibs and useless admonitions. The voice of the man sitting with his back to you sounds almost soft, heedless of everything but what's in front of him. He leans over a prisoner dressed in expensive clothing. But Aurora, she's different. She spoke with me like no one ever has before and revealed the truth to me, which I can now reveal to you if you would just stop struggling for a minute. What? The man finally realizes he is not alone and turns to you. He is clutching a long, thin metallic rod with blood dripping off it. We have guests. From the Von Valancius ship, I would wager. Evie, my dear, you'll have to wait. Don't faint, I beg of you. It's important that you feel everything, including your other eye. The warden's words are suddenly drowned out by a chorus of voices in your head. The entity that still dwells in the recesses of your mind rejoices in a cacophony of cries. This place holds great significance for the entity. In the frantic chanting of the voices, you can almost make out the words that speak of an ancient grave, one that was open, for it contained a priceless treasure, a most coveted prize that was retrieved by the faithful after a centuries-long search. The interrogator surveys the quarry and the warden. This place was corrupted to its core long ago. Keep your weapons close, Lord Captain. Let me timestamp this. This is the warden fight. So this will get uploaded as a big bad boss fight. Alright. Aurora was felled by my hand. You have nothing to hope for. Surrender. He laughs hoarsely. You barely know what you're talking about, don't you? You may have killed her mortal shell, but the prophetess is far more than her body. One day you will meet her other fearsome form and will know the sheer folly of your triumph. He suddenly stirs like a predatory beast. I do not like it when people take the prophetess Aurora's name in vain. I desire your death, enemy of the truth. Heinrich sighs and draws his weapon. There was never any point in this conversation to begin with. The time for words has passed.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Give me strength!
Alright, when I did this last time I had the navigator with me, and I don't. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. Argenta gets to go first, so... Move. Well, she moves anyway. Hang on, I gotta place everybody, I guess. We're definitely gonna want to destroy those. I think we're good here.
Doubt is for the weak. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands, I act.
I'm only gonna get... Well, I can maybe get...
Faith
Let's go for
without
those two.
deeds is worthless. Eradicated.
Oh, that's right. I gotta destroy the you gotta destroy the lenses because he resurrects at the lenses each time. I forgot about that. Okay. Well, I now have a different priority.
I'll do it.
Burn down the ads and focus on the lenses.
Who if not me? I'll make it happen. I refuse. On it.
It's nothing. I will endure.
There is movement in the Empyrean.
I can't use that on that.
Anything else?
Alright, that one's down. Let's give foreboding
But
to
of
those
course.
four. Alright, Pascal, get up here, bro.
My vow is high momentum. The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
The Emperor is on our side. Your reckoning is due.
At least he got one of them. Let's enfeeble.
I won't object to it.
Alright,
But of course,
time
Lord
to buff
Captain.
up. You hear the whispers. Because I reached that first bar on the veil degradation.
Damage is negligible.
Oh, you can totally hear like the wind. Alright, Abelard. I need you to... Where's that other... Are there only 2 lenses? There's 3, sorry, but there's 2 more left.
At your beck and call.
Okay.
Victory is imminent. I took care of this one.
All right, I'm gonna burn
We'll
my
rule
daring
the stars
breach
themselves.
because I need to
My
get up here
place
and
is at the
like
fore.
blow this thing up.
It will be done. Indeed. At your beck and call.
Okay, I'm gonna get back
Follow my
down a
lead.
ways and fire a shot.
I will do my duty.
At least I hit him.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Well, I
As
can't
the Emperor
shoot the
commands,
lens.
I act. Doubt is for the weak.
All right.
Don't let your guard down. I'll see to it personally. Another enemy down.
Got that guy down. All right. Got another guard over there. All right.
Anything else?
High momentum. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Significant value.
I probably didn't need to because he's just gonna respawn up there with Adira.
Not sanctioned to do this.
Let's purge his
I won't
soul.
object to it.
Oh, that pushed us way higher on the degradation list. Abelard.
A tactically sound approach.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. As the Emperor commands, I act. Each strike is a prayer.
Oh, I guess that was it. I thought he was going to come through this lens, but he did not. I don't believe we've been properly introduced. Blood is bubbling on the young man's lips and his voice is barely audible, but even now it remains melodious and quite courteous. Yvain Winterscale of Coronas, would you please to make your acquaintance? Heinrich raises a hand towards Yvain and the temperature drops for a few degrees. He's in a bad way, but timely assistance from a surgeon will save his life. For now, I will do what I can. Okay. Conserve your strength. You are wounded and need help. I'm just reading through all the options here. Wounded. I would have phrased it altogether differently. Tortured and maimed, perhaps. Have you ever had your eyes burned out? My first time. I cannot say I recommend the procedure. Alright. I'll see to it that assistance is provided to you and that you are escorted from here. He nods, giving in to oblivion. Till our next meeting, Lord von Valankis. So, let's find the loot. Is there any loot from the dude? Yeah, the warden. That's our big bad boss loot. We gotta have our big bad boss loot. Improved armored body glove. Oh, a big sword. And a nice las pistol. That's at the 2 hour. mark. Nice. Well, cool. That's going to go to Abelard. Oh, it's actually not... Hang on, let's investigate it a little bit more. Oops, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, so each attack takes an action point. Okay. On a hit, the sword's attack inflicts the disturbed effect on the target for 2 rounds. If the target is already suffering from the disturbed effect, the attack deals an additional amount of damage. Most warriors prefer swords, for they prefer more flexible in the battlefield against close combat. Plus 10 warrior. That's actually really, really nice. And what about this precise las pistol? I want to keep the faux hammer, though. I just want to see what the faux hammer is like. I didn't get a chance to use it this time. Any other loot that I'm missing? It says there's a chest backup in here.
I always have a backup plan.
So I wonder if we can go back to the planet now. And tell his dad that we rescued him. Oh, hang on. I gotta figure out how to get back up. There was a lift or something, wasn't there? I wonder if I could tell her that her master's safe. The brilliant is crushed. I have news of your lord. He's safe and in one piece. I shall receive him on a guest. Oh. Yeah, he's alive but badly wounded. Help my people. Get him to my ship. Yeah. Alright. So she's gonna bring him to the ship.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
And we are about to head there as well. So, I wonder if we need to take him back to Rykid Minoris. Let's go see. Let's go to the bunker and see if we get any new dialogue with the governor since we just rescued his son. Well, I guess maybe it's not his son, but it's one of his, like, one of his offspring. I think it's one of his sons.
Is there money to be made?
It still says I have other business in the system, so I must have to complete all of the things in the system before I can trigger that event.
I always
You know what I
keep my
mean? Like
options
we must need to do the whole system. I was thinking it was just stuff on his planet, but I misunderstood that because I just noticed that verbiage was this. I have other things to do in the system, so I'm assuming that means we have to clear everything on the map to be able to trigger that last event. So from here, if I remember correctly, all we could do over here is scan. There's like a void ship ruin or something, and then we can go to go rescue the navigator. Yeah, there's this old object. It's an old void ship. The landing party reports via Vox as soon as they touch down. The colossal void ship before them is covered with spikes resembling a morbid beast sculpted from darkness itself. It emits a long woeful creak as if promising to drag along into the abyss anyone who just dares to disturb its slumber. Abelard suggests finding out what Xenoses were doing in the Riken system, taking heed of the Seneschal's recommendation. Yeah, let's do it. After 2 watches of hard labor, the workers managed to stabilize the void ship. They met with lifeless bodies of Xenos who had died when it crashed. The void ship itself, in its abdominal nature, came to life, immediately craving to sate its wicked appetite for human death. Uh-oh. So my crew's gonna get killed? Agility tech succeeded. Oh. Monsters contraptions designed to mince, rip apart, and incinerate their victim took the soldiers by surprise, but were neutralized before the squad suffered significant losses. The soldiers found several curious pieces of xenotech on their sinister void ship, but no data could shed light on why it came to the Riken system. To switch to the map of the entire chronosome, click the button in the bottom right corner of the screen. I don't see any button in the bottom right of the screen other than that button. I can hit escape. Takes me back out. Alright. We're going to go to the Navigator's planet yet. But not tonight. This is where I'm going to wrap it up, everybody. It's been a long day. It's 11 o'clock almost. It's 10:45, basically. I'm going to make sure all my cats are taken care of. Probably lay down and try to get a couple hours of sleep. Girls will be gone until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning probably, so I should be able to get a few hours of sleep until they decide to come home. But my alarm is for 5 anyway, and the cats usually wake me up at 4 o'clock, so it's another day in the life of the homestead here. Turn off the air conditioner. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, 5:30. We'll be back doing some EVE Online tomorrow morning. And then after that, at 9 a.m., we got a Baldur's Gate 3 video followed by a discussion, my early thoughts on a Rogue Trader tomorrow afternoon at 12. Let me check the schedule here, because I don't know that I've prepped any videos for the afternoon yet. Tomorrow is the 8th? No, tomorrow's the 9th. Sorry, today's the 8th. Yeah, I only have those 2. So when I get up in the morning after my EVE Online stream, I'll be working in the morning to get some videos prepped for the afternoon. I got a whole bunch of stuff recorded already that's already uploaded. I just got to put together a whole bunch of Rogue Trader stuff. I got like 6 more episodes, 7 more episodes uploaded, and I haven't even cut. I got like 3 big boss fights I got to cut and get up. And then I got some more guides to do, and then I'm going to be working on learning the controller for this game. And seeing what it's like to play it on the controller. So lots of Rogue Trader still coming, everybody. But remember, tomorrow morning, bright and early, we do an EVE Online. Tomorrow afternoon, more than likely, I'll stream some Rogue Trader for a little bit. And then tomorrow night, I'll probably stream a little bit of World of Warcraft, because we're going to do some WoW tomorrow night. And then Sunday, it's going to be Rogue Trader, both sessions. Monday, it'll be Rogue Trader, both sessions. Tuesday, Rogue Trader, both sessions. Wednesday, Rogue Trader in the morning. World of Warcraft at night. And some Let's Play videos interspersed in between with game news. I still got to go take a look at that new Blade game that got announced. Blade. I will definitely play that game. Hell yeah, I'll play Blade. I like that character in the Marvel Universe. That's going to be a fun game. And Exodus. I dropped my reaction to that today with Matthew McConaughey. It's a bunch of ex-BioWare devs. If you haven't checked it out yet, you should. It looks really awesome. Just the footage they released at the Game Awards was pretty sweet. And that was just pre-alpha stuff. It was like, nah, that's looking pretty damn good. So they're definitely building something that's it's got my Mass Effect tinglers going off. Anything else exciting? Not at the moment. You'll see the videos tomorrow, everybody. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Again, if you're new, follow along at Twitch. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon over at YouTube. Multi-streaming every day, 5:30 a.m., 8 p.m. Central. There's a Discord. We do lots of different things on YouTube. Game reviews, video reviews, film reviews, TV shows, reactions, lots of Let's Play videos and guides. Channel's growing good, nice and steady, which I like to see. Thanks to all of you for following in and choosing me as your source of entertainment. Catch you tomorrow morning.